The big one, everybody! Off we go! Infernal Shrines! We have our first map in the best of 5 Heroes of the Storm series at the Masters Clash, Playday 13. And boy, are we in for an interesting one. The Donuts against the Hardos. This series is epic for so many reasons. It's just fantastic. Now, first of all, let's go through the standings a little bit. Currently, this is the last match of the Playday. 30k already played their series and they won. They are in the #1 spot of the standings at this point. Number 2 is the Hardos. But if the Hardos win this, they take over the pole position again. Number 3 is the Donuts. If the Donuts win this, not only will 30k keep the #1 spot, but also the Donuts will take over the number 2. So pretty interesting setup between the three teams as we had throughout the entire season already. And the thing that makes this even more spicy is that when we had our first match in this season, in the first round, in the first half of it, we had the Donuts not only being the team that took the first map of the Hardos, but also the first team that was able to win, take a series of them. Both of those impressive feats in and of itself. Last time the series ended with a 3-2 victory for the Donuts. Can they do it again? That's the question. And I'm hyped. I want to see what happens here. And of course, it's made even more interesting since the new patch is out. Now, granted, we of course have already seen quite a couple of plays on the new patch and have a bit of a feel for what's going on there. But as time continues, we will always see more approaches. The most important thing to note is Lucio might be banned, but even if he gets picked, his level 20 is currently banned because it is bugged heavily. There's a lot of bugs right now. Honestly, there is an unofficial list, I mentioned it the other day, that lists all the bugs in Heroes of the Storm, and it has more than 100 entries at this point. Some of them minor, but some of them pretty much game breaking, so it's a huge problem and Blizzard needs to really focus on bug fixing a little bit more. But the level 20 on Lucio is banned, so you can't pick it. You can pick the hero, but you can't pick Mix and Fire. Then again, when we're talking about Johanna, for example, the same applies to her Falling Sword. So you are allowed to pick the hero, but you have to go into the Blessed Shield, since Falling Sword apparently currently does double the damage, double the stuns. So it's just like applying twice. That's a huge problem, obviously. And, well, outside of those, nothing else really is banned currently. Dibbles is in, Tychus too. Okay, so that gives us Odin for Infernal Shrines. Interesting that Vala hasn't been picked here yet. Vala has played a huge role in most of the games that we have seen over the weekend. In most of them, she's been banned out, and if not, it was a very, very early pick here. So that is already a bit interesting. And I really want to see if she gets picked up now, or we might see her in the third ban phase getting eliminated. But yeah, Vala has been an insta-pick the entire time, especially in Infernal Shrine, so I'm really curious about that Tychus pick. Now, please don't misunderstand me here. Tychus is amazing. He's great. He's fantastic, especially with Odin after level 10. But Vala has, with the multi-shot build, just so much damage output in the later stages of the game that it's pretty nuts. And now we have Benny also on May. Okay, Vala is indeed in. And that's already a strong setup. Hogger, first of all, for Chris is quite strong here too. And what do we get for the bans? Anna! Okay, Granny gets banned out. I'm hyped for this. I'm really hyped for the series. Like, I really don't know. It's just like, even if this ends up at 3-0, it would be just insane from a storytelling perspective. And it's just so cool to see this match happening again. Now, obviously, this is Playday 13, so we only have one more Playday left before we're heading into the playoffs. But it's just awesome to see those teams fight for the #1, the #2, #3 spot continuously. It's just so much fun. And here's the Zeratul pick. Ban. Yeah, with Vala on your side, anything that can really home in on a squishy and just blow it to pieces is something that you want to get rid of as quickly as you can. Ty is also subbing in today for the Donuts. So that means, obviously, that you got to be very careful when it comes to Zeratul and Tracer, which are his trademark heroes. I would say if you're listing the top 3 heroes for Ty that he's kind of known for, that he made a particular mark with himself in the past, it's Vala, Tracer, and Zeratul. And 2 of them are already eliminated here. Brightwing comes in, and we got Junkrat. Okay, so once again, we got the outside poke around the shrine with the grenades here, time and time again, that they can dish out. That's already good. And here comes the last 2 picks. So what are we getting here? What is Hazu going to play? What are we having as the side laner outside of Chris? If they play a triple melee. Don't have to, of course. And what is Hazu going to play in regards to his sub? Okay, and there we go. Anduin and Tacita. Yeah, there we go. Anduin and Tacita in. Anduin is getting, of course, quite a bit of play against anything that can stun too. And we have Tacita, which we see now a bit more often. I mean, we've seen it already from Chris and others over the last couple of playdays before the patch, but even in this one, we get it more. And there's Urel, awesome! So, Infernal Shrines, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 1, the best of 5 series, awesome. Let's get the party started. The Donuts against the Hardos. Game number 1, the Hardos against the Donuts. Whoop, whoop. Let's go, baby. I'm ready. This should be awesome. On the left side, we got Bad Bunny. On May, we got Yazu playing Anduin. Hans, aka Nick, on Vala. Chris is playing Hogga. Hardos is on Tacita. On the right side of the map, Skog is playing Junkrat. Copenhagen is playing Urel. Ixia on Brightwing. Lauber on Diablo. And Tai. Good to have you in the game here, Tai. On Tigers. Good stuff, good stuff. So, first and foremost, Cyan Fusion as a level 1 talent on Tacita. And at the next point, we got the Fire at Will. So, Vala already with the Insta 4 stacks. I mean, that hit. And that's a dead Vala. In comes Copenhagen, and with the might of the money pick, he rides into battle and fiercely jumps straight on Vala, flattens her like a pancake, and that's an insta-kill. Were the 4 stacks worth it? I don't know. That's 16 additional damage throughout the game. Maybe, maybe not, but that was a very, very quick kill against him. So yeah, good stuff. That is pretty awesome. So, up at the top, we already got Chris in. We got Copenhagen here as well. Trying to go for the kill. Can they lock him down? Oh, that's a big stun. Yeah! That was a real nice engage by Lauber. Beauty! 2 kills to 0. Nice! Yeah, that was actually pretty sweet. 2 kills to 0 against the Hardos. What's happening here? They're starting off with a bang. I kind of like it, but at the same time, not really the opening that I expected. So far, the Donuts are doing well. Nick with a bit of extra damage against Junkrat, trying to drop him low so that he has to pop the fountain, which he already did, so used the cooldown just a second ago. Gives, of course, an additional stack towards the level 1 that we are going to keep an eye on. But yeah, very, very nice. The reworks that we've seen so far mainly affected Vala. I mean, Jimmy has been played before, so I don't really think that Jimmy is necessarily in a much different spot than he was previously. With the changes that he experienced. We've seen a bit more stitches, just in general. Anduin has been played before, is still being played here. Vala sees a lot more play than previously. But yeah, a lot of the reworks. I mean, it's honestly a little bit odd, because I personally think that some of the reworks are definitely justified. Other reworks I will never understand, where you see all of a sudden heroes being reworked that didn't need a rework in the first place, and had plenty of playtime, so... What exactly triggers that particular focus, I will never really get. It's kind of neat to see Vala being played a little bit more and having a versatile builder like that. Stitches obviously need a bit more playtime, and that's kind of neat. But there's definitely other heroes that were adjusted where I was just looking at it and I was like, why was that necessary? Jimmy, really? I mean, again, I think there were other heroes that needed a rework much, much more than Jim Rayner, who already saw plenty of play. But either way, it's good to have my girl back over here. So yeah, Vala, I actually like that setup. Yeah, the skin, the new one, is getting used by pretty much everybody. And then the snowflake on top of it, that is actually looking pretty good. I'll let it slide that you're not going for the money pick here, Nick. You can play around with that a bit, but at some point the Skinergy is going to be trumped by the money pick. It's just a thing. Now, either way, we already got our setup topside against Skog, so it's 3 heroes for the Hardos. They're currently trying to take him down, and hello? Junkrat, you nearly overstepped. But talking about overstepping, Chris nearly committed suicide here. Yeah, that was tricky, because the Hardos, if not for Anduin, might have just lost their damage dealer again, or one of their damage dealers. Good old Hogga. Everybody is still looking for the level 7 talent. The Donuts already have it. They're slightly ahead here, and they're playing around it as we speak. We got the critical mist already in for Brightwing as the level 7 choice. Level 7 finally also kicking in for the Hardos. And with that, Anduin is moving straight in for the Desperate Prayer. Who's desperate? That's Chris. And he jumped out with 2 HP. What? Wow. That was clutch. Chris with the German efficiency here. Calculating, I mean, honestly, Chris confirmed as a rocket surgeon. He came in and immediately calculated that through and says, like, plenty of hit points. 2 is more than 0. That's more than enough. I don't need more. And instead, they're taking down Urel. The Space Goat is down. Maybe now they kill against Chris. And Horga, he's unkillable. Horga is unkillable. They just can't get him. Or can they? We're waiting for the grenade still from Tai, but he's at least chipping Bad Benny down. They're hoping to get a kill there, but they just can't. And Lauber now himself is also low. 26 stacks against 20. A lot of hits also coming through against Anduin. And with the grenades chunked out by Skog, they finally get the babyface. Anduin is down. There's the wall stun. And what a setup! Lauber, you little beast! They get the Punisher, and boy, check those kills out. First, Anduin goes down, and then Lauber has nearly... I mean, he has no hit points. And he engages into the fight. Beautiful stun. Then the turn puts both in trouble, and they get 2 kills. 5 kills against 1. Awesome setup. Absolutely awesome setup. Frost Shot is in now. The Hungering Arrow with the additional damage. Obviously, Mei can chip in, can help out to make sure that that triggers. But yeah, that's a solid setup right now for the Hardos in terms of synergy, but it doesn't really help them, at least up to this point in the team fights, because the Fort is down at the top lane, the level 10 kicked already in, and the Donuts, they are on the move. And 30k, they are watching this now, and they are just going full on cheerleader mode. If the Donuts win, 30k will stay number 1 in the standings. The Donuts will take over the number 2 spot. And the Hardos, who dominated such a long period in the season, are likely going to drop. Depending a bit on the outcome here, obviously. But boy, it is an option. It could happen. So yeah, we'll see. For now, we already have the ults popped in the mid lane as they're trying to take the wall down, so they're going for the damage here. Camps have also been taken all over the map. With them controlling the flow and having heroic abilities, they were able to steal all the way down at the bottom. Now we got with level 10 the shockwave in. Anduin, of course, with the light bomb. There's the wall for Mei. They're trying to go for Tai, and he dashed out. Yeah, they're all able to get away here. Nice. Vala, eat some damage. Tai with a really good grenade to the face after the Junkrat mine, but they can't do much more about it. Lauber here, still totally Gucci. They're trying to go for the kill. Anduin saving Vala once again. Yeah, it's an awesome game. I like it already. Back and forth the entire time here. Tai is sitting tight, bot lane. Skog is already in position here too, soaking up the experience. Obviously, even if you have some sloppy rotations, the newly changed experience globes make it even more easy to not lose out on all of it and at least recover some. But here it is, the 18,000 damage, 14,000 for Tychus. 5 kills to 1. And off we go. Top side, there we have it. Copenhagen is sitting there. And over here we got Ixia, we got Tai. They're going for the camp down to the bottom of the map. Still a little bit of poke happening. The lead in experience is eventually going to become a bit of a problem. Maybe even for the next objective. We'll see if they can close the gap to 13, because that's what the Donuts are threatening right now. A level 13 talent advantage around objective number 2. Lauber again. There's the wall. Might have dashed out a little bit too much, but Brightwing is always ready for a quick heal. Ixia moving straight in for it and saving Diablo. It's a little bit of a weak-ass Lord of Terror if you have to be saved by a fruit fly. I mean, I don't know. Still, there's the 13 now. And first of all, we got the Khaldor Peacekeeper. We got the Pixie Power. And to follows up on level 13 with a spray and pray. But yeah, we got the level 13 and 24 seconds until the next objective is up. And what do the Donuts do? They move in and try to steal the camp at the top away. Copenhagen is moving in. There's the APOC! And they go for Tassadar. Hazuops is down. Protoss eliminated. No A-move victory in that fight. That's 6 kills to 1, and that is a big lead. Not only do they take the camp, but also they got a free shot at the next objective. And it's even a double camp all the way up at the top. And with Odin Pop, they're making the move for the wall. What a setup by the Donuts. Damn, son, they're coming in big. Big swings from the Donuts. They're hitting for the fences here. Yep, we have Skog already in. Swinging for it at least, but if they continue like that, they're going to hit him as well. And that is the top wall gone completely. Yeah, and at the same time, they already have 28 stacks towards the next objective, which is definitely going to translate into another Punisher. Easy peasy, no problem for them. So solid plays here. I mean, seriously, these guys are just stepping it up. Copenhagen had a huge impact in that last fight too. He came in from the side with a big flank, jumped in and pushed everybody into the corner on the spot where Diablo just used the APOC, and that just wreaked havoc between the Hardos. Right now, with a Frozen Punisher to boot, that's going to be an easy fort. The question is more so, can they also take the gate down in the mid lane? Might not even move in for it, because now 13 talents are ready. But look at that lead. They're 2 levels ahead. 2 levels. Yeah, and by now we got, again, the Ancient Boots Lion Speed over here. We got Gloom ready. 13 talents are in play. Still 2 heroes defending the mid lane as everybody else is focusing at the bottom of the map. And that drops the fountain first and foremost. So all of the outer ring of defense, the sustain at least is gone. The fort itself still remains. But boy, what a setup. What a beginning of this series. The Hardos need a bit of a wake-up call. They need to go full baby Houdini on this one and go for a cup of coffee or something like that. Whatever it is. Drop an energy drink, boys. I don't care, but they need to wake up because currently they're getting slaughtered here. With a sub, by the way. Not that Tai is bad. He obviously isn't. But the Donuts will definitely have more synergy with the 5th player that they've been playing with throughout the entire season than with someone that jumps in for this particular match. So Tai, all individual skill aside, is still something where you would have expected them to be able to exploit maybe some miscommunication, but not so much. Again, another stun setup. They're trying to go for the camp here. Wouldn't really do too much. The APOC is down now. There's an 80-second cooldown that they just wasted, more or less. They couldn't get a kill out of it, but still worth the effort. Now, camps are taken still all over the place, but at least the blue team is catching up a little bit. Level 16 talents, 2-level gap still. I mean, it's nasty. There's 30 stacks for Vala then again, so she's already at 27,000 damage against the 23k that Junkrat is putting into the game. But, well, there we have it. The attack against the bottom fort. And Copenhagen, yeah, tries to come in, but this time they were not able to isolate anybody. But they had to taken down the fort, and that's pretty much what you're trying to do here. So yeah, that's that. Now, we still have in the middle of the map Copenhagen jumping around like a bunny on speed. The Space Goat is going ham on this one. Top side, they still need to try and catch all of the XP, obviously. But just look at the minimap. Every single fort is already down for the Hardos. The Donuts, they have such an advantage. It's not only the fact that the forts are still standing. They have all the fountains still remaining. And that is just amazing. For every single objective is now being fought over because they can make the move, make a play, retreat, tap the fountain, and re-engage into the battle. Or just pre-tap before the fight itself. I mean, either way, you're going to have a big lead over your opponent. So, for now, 1 kills to 6. And, yep, there is the big move towards the top. Lauber with another attempt. But this time they sniffed it out. Vision was there, so they dropped the fence. But with 9 seconds on the camp, I don't even think that they can necessarily go for that. They're setting up for it, so that's kind of nice. But are they really going to commit? Because 16 will be ready. It seems like they're trying. Manticore for Vala, 16 versus 16 talents, and they're gonna get it, aren't they? With Junkrat having all the time in the world to set up properly for it, they get both of the camps, so now they have to be taken care of, and that's time down the drain for the Hardos, as the Donuts are already transitioning down to the objective in an attempt to take the lead here. 18 versus 16, that's that. And here we go. Easy hits against the wave, take that, get a bit more XP. They're gonna get the lead, but it's still gonna be an even fight. 16 versus 16 talents, the stats advantage is there. Thanks to the 2-level gap. Oh, Chris. Oh my god, Lauber! The stun! Nice! Good damage. That was a bit of a shocker moment for Chris. Definitely gets his adrenaline pumping. But here comes Hogger doing his thing as usual. Odin has been popped. Shockwave comes out. Chris in trouble and he is dead. The Fleabag is down. Riptire against Anduin and he gets ripped apart. 8 kills to 1. The Donuts are unleashed. Absolutely unleashed. They take May down as well. It's a triple, baby. And here they come for another kill against Hazo. What is happening here? Absolutely insane. The Donuts make the Hardos look like a quick match team in this one. I mean, these kills are just coming. The initial double kill against Hogger and Anduin. Then they dropped May and then they followed up with another kill against Hazu. 4 heroes down. The objective taken. This is at least keep. At least keep. keep in mind that they have level 20 in just another moment. Give them another wave or two and they have level 20. Mei is coming back, Tacita is coming back, but this is just nasty. Absolutely nasty. It's incredible. It's honestly incredible. Whatever I expected from game number 1, it wasn't this. The Donuts, they are coming out with a mad aggressive play against the Hardos. Definitely aiming to take that number 2 spot. And it's just insane. I want to see what happens in game number 2. If this continues and the Donuts win it here, then I really need the Hardos to step it up a little bit for the second game and show what they're made of. Because that was an unexpected start into the series. Here it comes. Core is already starting to fall. They're going for it, ladies. We got a 3-level advantage. Yeah, do they continue? 73% on the core. They could try and make the play. Here comes the big red button. They're going for it. And boy, the damage output from the catapult and everything else. The kill against Mei. Ah, Jesus. Tag me, but Benny feeds. He's down. Chris is also in trouble. So is Hardos. 50% on the core. And it's definitely going to be the end of it. Yasu gets catapulted in by Junkrat. Double kill. Tacita, Vala. Everybody's dead and dying. This is game, ladies and gentlemen. A big and quick victory for the Donuts in game number 1 against the Hardos. Nicely done as they take the lead in the best of 5 series here at the Masters Clash.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Game number 2, the Donuts, they took it, and it doesn't surprise me. I'm honestly not as surprised of the fact that the Donuts won. I'm more surprised by the fact how they won, which is kind of insane to me, if I'm honest. It's a bit crazy, because they smashed them. And what I want to see right now is the reaction out of the Hardos when they come into game number 2 and they're saying like, alright, screw this. We're going to drop them. And we're going to drop them hard. I want to see some retaliation right here. And we might get that. Now, first and foremost, we got the ban on USA. So once again, the losing team decided to go for the first pick here, which means that the Hardos are going to decide first pick, first ban. The map choice was made by the Hardos. And they go for Towers of Doom, which is traditionally a strong map for the Hardos. But then again, which map isn't, right? It's not like they have a map where they never win. And the Donuts are pretty good themselves. So, we have Uther already getting banned out, we got Lucio banned, and we have Medivh banned. So no Medivh shenanigans, especially not with a Medivh into a Diablo leyline. Medivh leyline into Diablo Apocalypse. There we go. Now we got it. And what do we have on the last ban? Is my girl getting banned, or we're gonna get some potential Vala action again? Cassia! Now that I think about it, have we seen a Cassia game ever since the patch dropped? I'm honestly not sure if Cassia was played even once this weekend. It's actually interesting now that I think about it. Cassia was just a continuous pick in every single game. Now she's getting banned out, but I don't remember if we saw her a lot. Either way, as it stands, first pick is coming in. So now that we're on towers, what are they getting? What's the first pick? Chris with D.Va, playing to win as usual. What do we get for the team in red? What are the Donuts getting right now? I'm still impressed with the victory on the first map. That was some solid Heroes of the Storm play. From start to finish, they dominated these fights. And interestingly enough, a lot of the battles around the Punishers were still happening on even talent. So it's not even that they only, you know, snowballed it with a talent advantage from fight to fight. They did much more than that. Here's Urel, there's Falstad. Both of them taken, and Falstad of course provides us now with some global for them. Copenhagen's Urel was excellent on the first map. Can definitely see why they're picking it again. Also good against the D.Va setup up at the top. Yeah, and with that Benny and Nick potentially picking now, what are we getting for them? What's the play here for the Donuts? I mean, again, they are under pressure right now. They need to win this. If they want to reclaim the #1 spot, then they have to win it. And they at least need to get a couple of maps under their belt if they don't want to lose their #2 spot against the Donuts here either. Tychus comes in once more, and we also have a Nubarak this time with Bad Benny. Now that could lead, of course, to a bans and picks on Stukov and Malfurion if you're a little bit worried about the follow-up after the initial Nubarak stun. These sniper compositions that we've seen a lot, definitely something that the Hardos are very experienced playing. Mostly it was with Varian, but with the Nubarak you can still make the same plays and get other value too, around the Cocoon for example, so there's that. Zeratul getting banned. And yeah, what else are we getting? The Zeratul bans when you're playing Vala, when you're playing False, that just makes so much sense. In the hands of a good player, he's just such a dangerous character to face if you are playing with a single support and you have a couple of squishies on your side, especially on this level of play. So Zeratul gets banned, Mei also eliminated, so Lauba, he plays of course a lot with Mei. Could also lock in Diablo again if they really wanted to. But his Mei plays are very, very solid. He was honestly one of the first ones that regularly started to pick Mei and really destroyed. One game that particularly comes to mind is on Infernal Shrines, where he dominated from start to finish. And there we go. We have Stitches in the game. Stitches was played a lot this weekend. Obviously another hero that got a rework. Have seen very, very different approaches to the Stitches builds. I mean, some elements still stayed the same with pretty much every single player. But generally, there's a lot of talent versatility. And Ixia on Anduin again. Okay, so... I mean, I like it. It's a nice setup. And if you're playing with Stitches, you want to have some follow-up, of course. There's Stukov, as mentioned. A Nubrak with the Stukov follow-up. And it is Tracer that gets picked. Could have gone into Malfurion, decided against it, valuing the Lurking Arm a little bit too much here. And Tai, the last pick for the team. A bit more damage is definitely needed if they want to follow up on Stitches hooks. You get a bit of an oomph out there. Vala is up! He was one of the OG Vala players when she was mostly played with double support because her hit point pool was too low. And he kept her alive. But they're going for Sylvanas this time. Welling Arrow also as a follow-up or Mind Control. Towers of Doom, everybody! Game number 2, let's go! The second map in the best of 5. Game number 2, the Hardos against the Donuts. Stitches, he gets some playtime. On the left side, we got Bad Benny on Nuburak, Hans aka Nick on Tracer, Hazops on Tykes, Yasu on Stukov, and we get Chris on Diva. On the right side of the map, we currently got Copenhagen playing Urel. We have Lauba on Stitches heading into the patchwork creation as so often. And, well, at the same time, we got the extended hook right here with Stitches as the baseline now, so the old level 13 talent gets activated whenever you reach level 13. I went over this in the previous matches, but I again want to point it out here too. Ix is playing Anduin, Skog is playing Falstad, and Tai is playing Sylvanas. So, off we go. With that little setup here, we got also our Lightwell on level 1. The first hook is already a hit. Lauba is able to connect it. Patchwork creation. Again, I like it, but it's always nice when you have these stacking quests, but it just doesn't really measure up to what Patchwork creation is offering here. So there's that. Down at the bottom of the map, Sylvanas is pretty much just soloing it. Copenhagen is starting to take to his solo lane at the top. The Birdie is, of course, going to make a big difference throughout the game, since he can easily turn the top lane into a 1 versus 2. And also will continue to soak the sides whenever he can. But, well, anyways, we... oh, Bad Benny. Yeah, well, there's a quick kill. Okay, so Lauba is already coming in with the first kill with the Roadhog here. Nicely done. And that is the Cockroach eliminated. After my little Cockroach story just the other day, I definitely can sign up for that. Khaldor approves. Kill them all. Kill as many as you can. Death to all cockroaches. So, camp is taken. Urel in the middle, but that kill translates directly into the camp. I mean, again, I haven't really probably highlighted it, but if you can take that camp away from your opponent, it's obviously a dream. So that kill in the early game, oftentimes it doesn't matter because the death timers are so low. If you are able to capitalize on the kill by sneaking the opponent's camp away from them, that means a lot. That tower being destroyed is great. And as long as they can take their own, that's going to be important. The problem is that Bad Benny is already sitting tight, and now they're making the play for Tai. He might get away, but who takes the camp? That's the next question. Because he could still make the play for it. Tracer! Oh no! That's a kill! Tracer is down, the hook falls short, but they get the camp and the kill. That's 2 kills to 0. And Yasu is also in trouble. It might be another one. Yeah, Copenhagen setting it up for the team once more. There it is. Easy kills. It's a bit crazy. What is happening today? The Donuts are going ham on the Hardos. I said, what? Now, this is a bit early in the game, and this is, of course, the comeback map in the pool, but boy, That is an opening into the series that I did not see coming. But again, we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. Given the fact, though, that we now have 2 pumpkin camps taken, the bot lane, gates, and towers, both nearly destroyed. Level 4 talents are at least there, but it's an entire level lead that we're talking about already. Bad Benny going into the dive setup here with Under King. So increasing the range and the damage on it. Tenderizer as the level 1 for Lauber. And triple phase is there. And of course there's only one global on the map. So Falstad, the birdie, is already channeling topside. And then he can still make the move down to the bottom of the map to help the teammates out. Yeah, channels are taken on both sides. And Falstad, I guess he's sticking around a little bit longer as Urel is moving on. But that bot lane fight is gonna set up a bit of a precedence here too. So, what are we getting here? Yasuo fully isolated. Fully isolated. The save on Copenhagen. Wow. Lauber. It's the bird that gets the kill. And Anduin keeps them alive. Okay, that was pretty sick. I mean, first of all, the fact alone... well, it's not over yet. Yeah, there's bird down. There's the double kill. God, what a fight. I love it. First of all, the isolation of Stukov, who somehow was able to survive until the very end when the bird flew in. And then the turnaround here, and the Hardos are channeling the altar. What an awesome fight. Back and forth 2-3 times here in the same battle. That is a great game. The serrated edge is in as the level 7, and we also have the secret weapon. That one is pretty common these days, since the old boomerang is now also baseline. And if you go for secret weapon and you find yourself alone on the side lane, you can get additional damage out against structures. That's always kind of nice. But yeah, pretty neat stuff. It was kind of cool to see Anduin just keeping everybody alive here. I mean, first of all, he got Stitches out of harm's way, then he started to heal them up. And with Skork getting the kill against support against Stukov, it honestly felt like this is going to be the end of it in the fight for the Hardos. But nah, they were able to make the plays here. So, really well played. But anyways, for now, we got our setup bot side starting to attack through the gates once again. And this one is easily getting dropped. So the Hardos are fighting back. I like it. That's more what I expected here. So 2 kills against 4. Still a bit of an advantage. Bad Benny. Yeah, there's the attack. By the way, going for the light well here, of course. At this point, cooldown reduction kicking in. We got the moral compass in and the desperate prayer too. So Anduin, with the slight rework that he got, is currently playing out around this. And let's see what else he can do at this point, because there's another big save against Laubers. He got attacked, but he turns it around with another hook. At least he tries to. The cockroach is dead again. And Nuburak is down. They are still fighting for the camp here. Chris is moving in with Diva. But this is not looking good for the Hardos. Everybody is low on the other hand. The Donuts also. Here's already the pilot. Hook and kill against Chris. They try to go for Azops, the barrel roll, and Azu survives. Wow. Close call here, but that's still 2 heroes that got eliminated on the side of the blue team. And the hook! The hook against Tracer! And Nick gets away. What a game! Jeez, 8 kills already, and we're only 6 minutes into the game. There's the level 10 abilities right now. Boy, I love it. Absolutely love it. Yeah, pumpkins get stopped, but they still connect eventually. The shots are being fired. Another 4 on the core, 32 on both sides now. And the level 10, of course, allows them for total map control, at least for the next couple of seconds. Sexy setups. This is some awesome stuff. We got mind control in, by the way. After a hook, you can now also hit the mind control at this point. Yeah, and at the same time, can we get another hook? Can we maybe get Gorge here as well? Not just yet. But that's, of course, the risk. Now, whenever Gorge comes out, Cocoon is your friend. If you're able to get the Cocoon out, then yeah, that's pretty awesome. So Bad Benny is likely going to wait around that. Look how he is melted away here, though. Bad Benny has to dive out and is in huge trouble. I'm not quite sure why Copenhagen just used his ult. Did he just fat finger? I might have missed something, but it seemed like he just fat fingered his ult. That seemed like a very, very, very early ult to drop there. So, was he really in danger at this point? I mean, not so sure. So maybe just fat fingered it, but either way, I don't think it's going to be of a big consequence here because, well, it's 90-second cooldown, so that's of course annoying. But they still are in a better position with the 7 kills against 2 since they dropped Stukov again. They can now push through this a little bit more aggressively. So, well, there it is. Off we go with the push to the bot lane once more, trying to get the pumpkins through. 76 seconds on Urel's ult, so that's still a bit of a problem since the next ult is coming up in 20. Mind control, they attempted it, okay. They can't get a kill here, it's a 5 versus 5. No talent advantage either. In the middle, they're already starting to move through there as well. So Copenhagen is looking for some additional experience. The dream would, of course, be to hit 13 for the fight. Doesn't really seem like that's possible for them, though. 50 seconds on the cooldown for Urel. So that's definitely impacting the fight now. Has to play a bit more careful. As long as it's just 1v1ing against D.Va in an attempt to interrupt her, that's fine. There's the hook, and there is the immediate Gorge Cocoon on the birdie, and they're trying with a light bomb play against Yasuo, and that is a kill. Yasuo down. Mind control. Tai gets attacked though, and Tai is dead. Easy follow-up kill. Nicely done. The Hardos with the counter kill here, but Benny! No! Benny down, and there's the extended hook range on level 13. Can Lauber get the hook? Nah, but he got close. He got close. Double channel on the altars. That's another 8-shot fired, likely. Speed of the Pious is in now. Shots are fired. Channel is coming through. First 4 are in, and now another 4 are following, dropping the core down to 24 points. Double cam gets attacked here immediately. And boy, what a setup again. Sustained wins. The bird farting his way to victory here. That's what the afterburner is really about, baby. When you're talking about the barrel roll and the afterburner, how do you think that propulsion system is working? If the sustained wins on level 13 don't give you a hint, then I don't know what does. Now we got already the under pressure on level 13, so a little bit of an adjustment over other builds that we've seen over the course of the weekend. But getting the extra damage in here with every single slam. Already the ult on Urel is out, this time a lot more needed. Here comes the setup. Great light bomb use actually on Stitches, and as Hazu pops out he gets insta-stunned by it. That's actually sexy as hell. I didn't even think about this honestly. I don't think they used it in the last fight, but I like this, and I like this quite a bit. The light bomb on Stitches as he moves through with the Gorge, and then the insta-stun as the target moves out. Why follow up from Malfurion or Stukov when you have that? I mean, to be fair, you use your ult, but it also means that you can use it late, so you don't have to preemptively, when Stitches throws the hook out, use the ability, but you can target it very specifically. I'm still a little bit surprised that we don't see more Cocoon action against Stitches directly whenever he goes for Gorge. I think that would be a play for them. Skog with a quick pause here. I'm not sure if they maybe lost a player, but it doesn't really seem like it. I mean, it gives us a bit of a chance also to go over the damage output here. We currently have 26,000 for Falstad, 32,000 for Tychus. So pretty neat on that. And at the same time, with the top lane now being taken, that's going to put some additional pressure on the 2 turrets here. We have the objective announced at the bottom of the map now, of course. But there's no talent advantage this time. If Ixia, I mean, he's not going to make any moves here. The camp is still on 1 minute and 16. But down at the bottom, that's where we're going to see the next fight starting up. These two have to make their way down, but now that the camp is taken, they can even push the lane out a little bit further. And the Hardos will be forced to react, or they're just going to accept that they will lose a lot at the top lane. If they are not careful, they are losing a fair bit here. I mean, that thing is low. Might be a free channel at the bot lane on the other hand, and it seems like that's the case. But they're diving a little bit harder. There's the Gorge against Bad Benny. He tries to get out, and he gets racked again. These Gorge setups are just way too good. Chris is also getting taken down. The 4 shots fired through the altar are kind of nice, but if you're losing more heroes in the process and your opponent hits level 16 on the back of it, then you are finding yourself in a bit of trouble. Because that is going to translate directly into a drop at the bottom bell tower. That one is going to be taken for free, and they're not going to stop here. They're going to move into the middle, trying to do the same thing there, or maybe even just go for the boss at the top and lock in another 4 shots. Here's the level 16. Tracer's already in trouble. Beautiful setup from Stukov. Unfortunately for them, nobody to follow up on it, but big hook. Big hooks from Lauber. Yeah, he gets shoved out just a bit, but it doesn't change the fact that Stukov is a dead man. And of course now, with the help of Sylvanas, maybe pressuring one of the bell towers would be kind of neat. But this is starting to get just nasty. Guys, we have 13 kills against 3! This is the Hardos that we're talking about. They're Hardos. The Hardos went pretty limp in this game. Then again, the Donuts should have probably done a little bit more with that advantage that they had. Instead, they are now sacrificing Stitches if they don't pay attention, and they already lost the control of the bell tower at the bottom. There's the Gorge against D.Va. How the fuck does that work? You just swallowed a mech, dude. And I'm not talking about a big mech. There's the kill. D.Va is dead, so they got the kill here too. But that's Stitches. That is one hell of a tummy that he has. 3 kills against 14, and they gave up the bottom bell tower, but they got the kill against D.Va at a great moment in time, so maybe they can get it now 2 out of the 3 altars. That's 8 more shots fired. It's still fairly close, though, in core points. 24 against 28. There's not a big difference here. Not really a whole lot that's going on with that. But yeah, time will tell. So, for now, here comes the Action Jackson. Top side gets channeled. Skog is in, and they're letting the slide at the bottom. Okay, so now they have to go for the top left, and they take Azu down. Even the birdie flying in. They're going to take 2 out of the 3, but they also get another kill. 15 kills to 3. This is getting nasty. I mean, what? What is happening here? Is that really the number 3 against the number 2 in the standings right now? I mean, technically it's even the number 1, or at least before the play. It's getting absolutely bonkers. Hardos, what's going on here? Pulverize is in. I mean, if this continues, my email spam folder is always recommending some blue pills, baby. So if there's a little bit of trouble there on the Hardos side, then maybe that helps. Whatever you guys do, you need to step it up a little bit. Maybe that's overkill, maybe your coffee will do the trick, but boys, wake up, what's happening here? If this continues, a 3-0 is not out of the question. The Donuts are going absolutely bananas on this one. Yeah, Copenhagen at top, big dive. Ult is out. Can somebody help? Help! Help! The space goat! And he's dead. Stitches gets cocooned. There's the light bomb and the counter kill against Stukov. You gotta be kidding me. They finally get a kill, and then this happens. But Ixia, no way. No way. The helping hand. Lauber, you monster! Ixia and Lauber, the tag team between Anduin and Stitches. The pull and hook as they save each other. And that leads us to a 1 versus 1 kill situation all the way up at the top lane. It's insane. 4 kills to 16. Bell tower at the bot lane under their control. They have a 5 versus 3. It's a double altar that's coming up, and we're looking at another bell tower conversion at the top left. Hazu, he has no chance. He has no chance here. They're trying for the counter kill at least. And Tracer gets blown to pieces within seconds. The bell tower gets claimed. What a beating. What a beating. The Donuts go through the Hardos like hot butter through cheese. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And guys, if they take both of them and the boss, it's game. But look at the mid lane. Tai is already trying to take down the next one to start the barrage. 44,000 damage for Falstad. 55 for Hazu. Shots are getting fired. The first 6 shots just connected. And as I said, they could go for the top right and the boss and they would end the game, but it seems like they want to go for the barrage instead. There it is already. Bad Benny gets attacked, got gorged, gets killed, and Nubarak is dead. Staggered deaths against the Hardos. There it is. The bell tower gets taken. This is game. A slow and painful death that the Hardos are dying here. Stitches with a level 20 now, as he goes into the Master Hooker. Yeah, no kidding. Lauber, you definitely are. Shot after shot gets fired here. They already got the ones at the top. The last hit of the barrage is coming through. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is game, as the Donuts take a 2-0 lead over the Hardos in this series at the Masters Clash. Game number 3. Boys, I don't know what to tell you. We have a 2-0 lead for the Donuts, and the scary part is they made it look easy. The Donuts are going nuts today. They are just killing it. Absolutely killing it. And it's crazy. It's really crazy. I don't really know if the Hardos are just inting or if the Donuts are playing out of this world right now, but either way, this is a really impressive setup. And a 3-0 is not out of the question anymore. If you would have told me at the beginning of this series, what do you think about a 3-0, I would have called you crazy. I would have been like, yeah, sure. Whatever drugs you're on, lay off them a little bit. But now we are really in a position where with another victory here on Dragonshire, it could be a flawless win for the team in red, which would lead to them overtaking the Hardos completely and locking in the number 2 position, whereas 30k would maintain the number 1 spot. So it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And, well, for now, we have on Dragonshire, Varian banned. By the way, this was also the map choice of the Hardos. I explained to you already a bit how most of the time, I mean, pretty much 99% of the time, when you have top teams, the real top teams play and they lose a map, they always go for first pick, first ban. Very rarely do you see map choice being thrown out there. This was a map choice of the Hardos. They came in and said like, no. We want to have the map choice. We want to go for that. So, yeah, we'll see. But Dragonshire, I'm a little bit scared. I wanted more than 3 maps out of this. It would be amazing for the Donuts if you can tell if they can pull this one off, but it's still a bit scary. It's just absolutely crazy. So there's Junkrat. Yeah, as a very, very early pick in the series. Super high priority for Junkrat right now. They set a lot of good stuff up with him on Infernal Shrines in particular, though. Yeah, that first map, the Junkrat setups were nasty. Rexa is in, and we still haven't seen... Have we seen Vala? We haven't seen Vala, right? No, game one, of course. She was playing in Infernal Shrines. I was just about to say, that would have been odd. Kerrigan! Alright. They're pulling all the stops right now. They're going all out. There's like, Nick, I hope that you did a bit of leg training. I hope you didn't skip leg day, because you got a carry, buddy. Get those big calves in action, and let's make sure that we're gonna get all the stuns. Rexa, Kerrigan, they're all in. How many stuns do you want? How much CC do we need? All of it! So, Brightwing for the Polymorph. Deathwing is in too. Yeah, there's already the first one that doesn't give a shit about any kind of stun setup that they can set up here. But, yep. What is Bad Betty now going to take? Are we going to see him on the Cockroach again? Or is he after the last game not willing anymore to do that? With Kerrigan and an Uburak or whatever, you could start to jump in deep. But first the bans. First, let's see what exactly is going to get eliminated here. But what is set up again? Nasty. Okay. There's the Garrosh. Ban. No chance on that. I'm really just hyped to see what the Donuts are going to do now. I mean, at this point, you need to do something, right? Or you're just going to be absolutely murdered. 2-0. How? How? It's like the Donuts are the Hardos Kryptonite. It's pretty much what it is. Last time already when the two played, the first team that took a map of the Hardos were the Donuts, and then they continued to win the entire series. Okay, Dibbles is already banned out, and that leaves us with the next double pick. So, what are we getting here? What's the double pick? Come on, Benny, Yazu. What's the support? Are we going to see the Stukov follow up again? Malfurion instead? Are they going to dive hard with maybe even a Kharazim? Well, there's Sylvanas, and we got an Uburak again. Alright, Benny wants to try it again. Next, an Uburak setup. And the last 2 picks here for the red team. The Donuts. Copenhagen. Urel coming in again. Triple frontline. Lava with the tank. Copenhagen with another melee. Urel Deathwing. Yeah, his Urel was super impactful in both of the games, but there's the Dehaka play instead. As a main tank for Lauba, and Hogger gets played by Copenhagen. That one has a lot more damage as a potential output here. And whew, that's a triple frontline. Lauba with the Dehaka main tank. Okay. And Yazu with the last pick now. What are we getting here? Dragonshire. It's... and again, this is the last chance for them. They need to win this one. What's the support? They're having plenty of time. Hello? Yazu? Last pick. It is Anna. Anna is in, everybody. Dragonshire. Game number 3. Let's go. The best of 5 series could be concluded on the 3rd map. Are the Hardos coming back or not? We're going to find out together now.
For combat.
Game on! The softies on the left side, everybody. The blue team with Bad Benny on a Nubarak. We have Hans on Kerrigan. Yasu is playing Ana, Hardos on Rexa, and Chris is playing Sylvanas. On the right side of the map, it is the Donuts, of course. The team with Lauba on Dehaka as the main tank here today. Skog is playing Junkrat, Ixia on Brightwing, Copenhagen on Hogger, and Tai is playing Deathwing. So, let's see what the blue team can pull off this time. They went soft in the last two maps. Is this the one where they can harden up again? Either way, there's the move right here in the mid lane with our 5 versus 5. Are we going to see an early kill again? Tai is already zoning Bad Benny out a little bit. There's the drag against Misha. And Misha gets away. Okay, good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. Well, trying what they can here to get that first kill connected, but Misha is surviving it. Well, this time I think she's dead. No, she is just juking and jiving the entire time here. Good for her. Okay, so the softies with Hardos now up at the top line. Going up against Lauba, of course. Our 1 versus 1 is already set, but I'm pretty sure that Dehaka is going to get visitors every now and then to help them control Hazu a bit better. But he's not the only one who's going for the dive. This time it is Lauba who gets attacked. Dodging out on most of the stuns. Brightwing with the help. Body blocking him for just a moment though, and that's the end of Lauba. Lauba is down, and finally an opening kill for the softies. Nice. They came in, saw the opportunity, and took Lauba down. Also, finally another one where Lauba just dies immediately at the beginning of the game. I'm already missing this. I mean, where's the Lauba feed meme, if not that? So yeah, finally it happened again. Camps up taken for both teams. On the one side, we have the focus onto the Siege Giants. On the other one, the Bruiser camp is now getting taken on the left side. So there's that. Topside pressure with now Rexa claiming the first shrine, and at the bottom of the map it's still the red team that takes the control here. Keep in mind that with Sylvanas on the side of the blue team, there's always a chance that they now snowball these pushes a little bit harder if they get the Dragon Knight or even just a good setup around mercenary camps. Still a bit of an experience lead here for the Donuts as they lock in their early level 4. But yeah, it would be insane if they can pull off the 3-0. I mean, that would be the surprise of the season, I would say. At least of the second part of the season. Down here, the fight is happening. Brightwing is coming in. Yeah, but they can't really do enough here. Yasu, on the other hand, finds himself up against Deathwing, and that's a battle that you don't want to go for if you're Granny. So yeah, Yasu gets already zoned out hard, and he's just like, yeah, that's not something that I want to fight. At least not today. Scratch that. So, up at the top side, we got Hazu still playing this out. Down at the bottom of the map, the battle over the point continues. And Bad Benny, how low was he after that dive? Yasu gets the healing dart connected, but if not for that, I think we might have seen a dead Anubarak again. Yeah, Pogga, Copenhagen, and he gets away. Nick, on the other hand, is dangerous as usual. He's rotating from lane to lane. He's trying to get those Kerrigan combos connected. And it led to a kill against Lauba already earlier. Talk about Lauba. There's a quick hit against Chris. And that was a decent drag, but there was no follow-up from Skog this time. They couldn't isolate the target even further. Chris obviously always able to jump out on the wave too. And is going up against the dragon now too as Tai is jumping in. And Chris, fairly low, but is able to make it out of harm's way. Like a little bit more of a back and forth between the two teams. We are already 3.5 minutes in and we've only seen a single kill. This time for the blue team. But yep, there we go. Top side, they go for Rexa, Hazu, and he gets out. Yeah, Hazu's out, but of course now he loses the lane control, which means that the top shrine is going to be claimed. At the bottom of the map, the control is already there, so there's an opportunity to maybe walk away with objective number 1 and lock in that Dragon Knight. Middle of the map gets already attacked as the bottom battle for the shrine is also ongoing. Hardos are definitely not in a position where they're going to allow this. They're going to fight back as much as they can here, and currently it's looking fairly well, fairly good for them. But yeah, there's the channel attempt again. They're already forcing the reaction out of Nick, and he has to jump in for it, eating some damage in the process. But at the bottom of the map, Sylvanas finally able to retake, and with Misha now claiming the top, that could have led to an opportunity for the softies, but nope. It's the red team that, with the help of Lauber's Dehaka, could move down to the bottom of the map and reclaim it. So it's a back and forth the entire time, a little bit of switcheroo between the shrines. Rotations are obviously another thing that both of them watch out for here. And Lauber gets attacked again. Good dodge on all of the stuns here, but he's still eating a lot of damage. Has to pop the essence. Brightwing is jumping in as well. And at this point, Skog took the camp. We still have a fight all the way topside, where Hazops needs to be very careful that he doesn't get attacked by Kopenhagen here. And here comes the truck. Nah, Lauber couldn't get close enough for it. Oh, that is a nice stun though. Insta-kill. Goodbye, Hogger. Yep, that's kill number 2. They are now ahead in experience, just by a little bit. Nicely done. But that was a really, really good kill. Perfect opportunity for them to move in and drop it. Down at the bottom of the map now. Yeah, Chris is already sitting tight, trying to reclaim. Skog is still watching this. Fight in the middle of the map as the two of them are going toe-to-toe in a 1 versus 1. And this time it's focusing on Nick again. And Yasu is doing his best, and he's keeping everybody alive here. Making the play for Bad Benny once more. And this time Benny changed things up a little bit on his build too. So he went full carapace on this one. With the level 7 talents, we now got the Skyfall. And the dense blasting powder. As Nubarak is in trouble, but he's not the only one. Lauber, for just a moment, looked like he might fall here too, as Chris unleashed the Wailing Arrow and was trying to silence him once and forever. Emerald Wind, no blink heal this time. And Hogger at the top needs to be careful once again. But it's the middle of the map where they're already protecting the Dragonite once again, since we have a double control in just a second for the red team. Or at least it's possible. And yes, Hogger takes the top side. He won't be able to hold it for long. They took the camp at the bottom of the map now too. And Dehaka, moving up to the top, could even allow them to go for Hazu. But Rek'Sai is playing this incredibly safe the entire time. So shout out to Hazu for really playing well around Dehaka's cooldowns and not overstepping. It could have been the end of it. Brightwing gets cocooned. They're making the play for Skog. And that's a kill. Yeah, there it is. They get the kill in against Junkrat. And he also used his ult, by the way. So he lost the cooldown on his ult on top of his death timer. That's 3 kills to 0. Whatever it was that woke the Hardos up, they are back to business, as it seems. Way better performance, at least in the early game for them. Level 10 abilities for both teams. They're still trying to go for Rek'Sai, and I think this time it's the end of Hazu. Or is it? There's the isolated. They are dropping everything on him. They really want him. And Ana? No way! No fucking way! You are kidding me! How? Ana with a save. Check this one out. The isolation hits him. Karrigan is waiting in the wings a little bit longer, and then instead of Hazu dying, we have Dehaka getting dropped. 5 kills to 0. What a setup again. Hazu unkillable, and Lauber is just getting dropped on his Dehaka main tank time and time again. Once again, the play attempt here. Wailing Arrow is out. There's the jump, and it's not enough. Yasu is also beasting it with 1 heal after another. And it's just, I mean, what the hell? That is the Hardos. That's the Hardos. That's the team that I've been waiting for 2 games now, and I didn't get it. Now we're in game number 3, and all of a sudden they're stepping it up. That is way more like it. Not a single kill for the red team to this point. They are slightly behind in experience. Not quite a level just yet, but there's another setup against Lauber. Goes for the burrow. Can they do anything here, though? Because the jump on Brightwing is already underway as Bad Benny is moving in, and the sleep dart is a good follow-up. Even the cocoon is coming out now, but Bad Benny... How? Can someone please tell Yasu that he needs to give them a chance? These heals are out of this world at this point. And another setup against Lauber, and he just gets blown up. Gets blown up within seconds. But it's just incredible how Yasu always keeps them alive here. The attack against Tai as Deathwing is making his way out of the fight. Karrigan! Yeah! Rek'Sai is dead, Hazu died, and Nick! He went too deep! But they can't kill him, can they now? They might try, though. Yeah, his Hearthstoning right there. Good move. Unless, of course... Okay, he got out. But by the way, check this one out again. Have a look at Anubarak. Check Anubarak out. It's absolutely crazy. So, Bad Benny is sitting right there. Look at this. I mean, everything. Riptire, Polymorph. He has no HP. He's at negative hit points, and then he just walks away from the fight. Still not a single kill. Well, actually, they got one, sorry. They got one kill. The one against Rexa. But yeah, 6 kills to 1. Still not enough. So, here we go. They're all setting up in the middle again. The threat of a Dragon Knight, it's there. 28,000 damage for Deathwing, 19,000 Junkrats! And yeah, there's the Brightwing save. And a pretty decent Emerald Wind. I mean, damn. An Uberak, and again he just walks away. He just gets out. They need to go for Ana. They need to somehow take Yasuo down. It's just nasty. They just can't get anything here. And now level 16 talents are kicking in for the softies. So they killed Deathwing too. And that is a slaughter. They got mad. They got really, really mad in this one. It's just crazy. It's just absolutely crazy. 7 kills to 1. 16 to 15. Yeah, and guys, this is another one. They're just murdering them. Alright, alright. The Hardos are back. Screw the softies. The Hardos are back to business. We get the epicenter over here. Lauber here and his boys. They got maybe a bit too cocky in game number 3, but they are getting murdered. Absolutely murdered. Easy hits. Yeah. Move after move. And honestly, they're evading a lot of these control attempts, especially the Carrigan combos. They're always triggering a lot of abilities to be used to dodge out on it, but they're doing a fairly decent job around it. But it doesn't change the fact that at the end of the day, it's the donuts dying and the Hardos surviving. They're eating them for breakfast right now. There's again the Dragon Knight moving in and going to try and take, of course, the first fort. We haven't seen a fort fall. We're already 12 minutes nearly into the game, and we haven't seen a single fort fall. And Nick is just jumping in and out time and time again whenever he sees an opportunity with Carrigan. He's trying to go for it here. Riptire down at the bottom. They Hakan over the Tunneling Claw, so at least it's even talents for the two. But they still got to defend against the Dragon Knight. Ty with a real dragon over here, but that fort bot side is about to go down. And the one in the middle isn't looking all too good either. So, yep, there it is. They kill against Copenhagen. They go for Lauber, and that's the end of the lulls for him. Lauber is down. Fort in the mid lane can be destroyed. Fort at the bottom has already been dropped. At the bottom, they're doing a bit more damage. And this is just a slaughter. Yeah, nicely done. I'm a little bit relieved. I am definitely a bit relieved. That would have been such a shocker to see a clear 3-0 here. There's always a chance, of course, that the Donuts are bringing it back on this map, so don't get me wrong. But even if they do, at least it would be a very different third game than what we observed in game number 1 and game number 2, where the Donuts were pretty much just using their opponents as a punching bag and nothing else. So there's another fort that gets destroyed, and the snowball is starting to really escalate. 100,000 siege damage for Carrigan, hero damage 41,000 for Sylvanas. I'm trying to go for the invade down at the bottom of the map, so there's that. But yeah, stealing that away is not going to be enough. And Misha doesn't like that either. They just did the entire job of the blue team, and then they just let it go. And I was like, can we help you to win a little bit quicker? Rex, are you having trouble taking the siege giants down? Don't worry about it, buddy. We got your back. So yeah, 25 stacks on the level 1 for Hogger. And yeah, cams are taken. Level 19 is on the board. They're waiting for their storm talents. And it's looking fantastic for the blue team. It's looking really good. Rexa is also only a single globe away from completing his level 4 quest. So the extra armor for himself and Misha is going to be quite handy in those late game fights. But yep. So the bot lane, there it is. Straight up for Nick. Chris and his boys, they're getting the camp up at the top. The quest is now completed for Rexa. And they're so close to level 20. The next Dragon Knight should be a freebie. It should be an absolute freebie. Let level 20 Storm Talents, 2-level advantage. Unless we see some isolated kills against them, that's going to be the easiest Dragon Knight of their life. So yep, there it is. Level 20 is in. That gives us the Withering Barrage. Bot lane currently being defended here. The Omega Lul Storm. Rewind is in. And we got the Nano Infusion. With Rexa probably going for the kill command again, I would expect. Holding it back for a bit longer. And there it is. Yep, that's the setup now. for the next Dragonite. And it's a freebie, as expected. They're not even fighting, they're not even moving out. They're trying to delay this as much as they can. So the goal for the Donuts is to simply stop them at the core. Accept that they will lose a keep, very likely. And just drop the Dragonite down as quickly as possible. And simply survive to fight another day once they have their level 20 talents. That's the idea. Well, let's see if they can. They're going to try to make that move, but obviously the blue team, they have very different plans here. They want to come through that gate, get a kill or two, and then go straight for the core. So that's the idea at this point. If they can pull it off, that would be the dream. And they're going to try. With Cocoon, you can go for a good setup. The Omega Lul on Carrigan can also go pretty ham once that she drops out of the Dragonite. But already chunking down the first keep of the game. Yeah, but the outside poke is there, and they're getting the Dragonite down very, very quickly. We're only 15.5 minutes in the game, so it's not like we're 20 minutes in just yet. But the keep is definitely going to fall. That's a guarantee. Question is simply, can they do more than that with a level 20? And they're not even trying. Death. Oh, well, now the Deathwing flew in. Tie? Nah. Keep is enough. Still have the big lead here. Can take the camps on the map. Maybe even move into the middle, see if they can do something here. But yeah, so far so good for the for the Hardos. We got on level 16. I mean, the Elementium plating, Deathwing has so far done pretty well. But now with Sylvanas, you can of course escalate the situation even further by simply attacking the mid lane. And Chris is doing an enormous amount of work here. I mean, a lot. As you can see, 54,000 damage for Sylvanas, 140,000 siege damage for her. And therefore surpassing not only Rexa, but also everybody else on the side of the Donuts. In particular, Junkrat, who's currently holding the top numbers for them. Brightwing is the only one that has not died yet on the Donuts. Yeah, I mean, I always recommend getting Exterminators into the game when you're going up against the pest infestation. If there are too many fruit flies or cockroaches, you need to get them out of the picture somehow. And they are pretty resilient. It's not that easy to take down. Brightwing hasn't fallen a single time. So the green target practice is still alive and kicking. 10 kills against 1. But the camps are up on the map. They're waiting for the next objective, for the next fight. And as it stands, the Donuts are going to get their own level 20. And there we have it. No surprises there either. The extra oomph. They have the contagion in. No control for Hogger. And it's time to party with Brightwing going into the Fairy Protector. Alright. Let's go. 10-1. There's the fight. There's the 20. There's the battle. This could end it all. The Cocoon on Junkrat. Here comes the Shockwave. Hogger in trouble. And he's dead. The end of the hogging. Ixia. The Fruit Fly makes it out again. But the Haka is dead. Granny is dead. Junkrat is dead. Everybody's dead. Wer hat noch nicht? Wer will noch mal? Nearly a 5-man wipe at this point, and now they can go for core on the back of this team fight. I mean, damn son. Check this battle out. Lauber gets caught again and dies once more. They're dropping Hogger. Anna, yes, she dies too. But they can now easily move towards the core and take them down. Big plays. 5 deaths on Dehaka. And that is the end, ladies and gentlemen, of game number 3 as the Donuts reclaim their true name with a victory on Dragonshire against the Donuts. They're finally able to put a point onto the scoreboard here on Dragonshire during the Masters Clash. Nicely done. Nyx Carrigan excelling once more as we are heading into game number 4. Game number 4. Here we go. This is more like it. The Donuts, they finally woke up out of their deep slumber. So, good for them. They're back to business. They deserve their old name back. And yeah, it's Battlefield of Eternity. Our next map, the 4th map in the series of potentially 5. Are we going to see the reverse sweep? Are the Donuts now finishing what they started? Or will the Hardos continue to kick ass after their recent victory here? Again, Lucio banned out. His level 20 is banned anyways, as I already pointed out a bit earlier. But he is not going to play a role on this one. And with Battlefields, I wouldn't mind getting a Stitches again. Stitches, kind of awesome. Getting Stitches in this one would be fun. I mean, again, Stitches plays are just always exciting because you're waiting for that one hook, you know, to rule them all. So we could see that here again. This is a good map for it. Vala with an arrow build, by the way. Didn't even talk about that yet, but she's obviously very strong here too. The early stacking on level 1 that you now get, if it ends up with a long match, most of the time Battlefield of Eternity is rather a short one, but if it ends up in a long game, then you can always play around stacks. And she gets banned. Ah, that's a sad panda moment right there. We had, by the way, map choice prioritized over the first pick again. This time it was the Donuts that did it. So, no Vala for the blue team. Kind of feels bad, man. Chromie is in. Alright, so the Chromester is already back to business here.
Say hello to your sister for me.
I didn't even know that Chromie had a sister. But it makes total sense. One person alone can't be that annoying. Urel and Li Ming. That's an early one for Tai, and I actually like it. Tai and Li Ming is also pretty cool. And Urel, think about it. Twice before in this series, Urel was chosen by Copenhagen, and they won both games. Coincidence? I don't think so. Honestly, if they win this now, and he has a 100% win rate against the Hardos with Urel alone, then that needs to be something that they're just logging in every single time. So, well, for now, we got Diablo for Bad Benny, okay. And Malfurion for Yazu. Okay, so that's already our potential stun into Malfurion routes. Li Ming, what are they going to follow up on that one? Yeah, there's a Medivh ban. No Leyline into Apocalypse, especially with a potential Twilight Dream follow-up. That ain't happening. Are we going to get that Stitches, though? There's always a little bit of a gamble if you go for it. I mean, we've seen him way more this weekend than I expected, honestly. But are we getting him here? That's the bigger question. Now, with Medivh banned out, you at least eliminate the combo around the ults, but of course, there could still be... I mean, you could even pick a Tracer. We've seen the combo between Chromie and Tracer already a few times. There's the ban on Ana. Yeah, no nano boosted in Li Ming. Tai on Li Ming is already annoying enough. You don't need to nano boost him even more than that. So, yep, nope. That's a big one right there. Okay. Oh, what are we getting now? Next double pick. Let's make it happen, come on. Lauber, show us what you got. Ah, Nubarak. Now, his Nubarak plays are pretty awesome. You can't deny that. And a Hanzo arrow with a Nubarak engage is pretty dangerous. Now, for a long time, Nubarak was actually played by Lauber time and time again on this map, and they got kill after kill, and it was one of the most dangerous setups that they had. But every single time they did it, they had also a follow-up of either Stukov or Malfurion, so this time they don't have that. Ixia still has some options of what he can choose here. Even Brightwing is open and could be an option for Polymorph if they want to have some CC. Outside of that, you of course have some others, and there's the Tracer pick. Already talked about Tracer, so there's that. What else are we getting? Chris on Blaze, yeah, Diablo plus Blaze plus Malfurion. That's a fair amount of CC, especially if Chromo sets up a temporal loop for you. Could also go for the sandbox here, but still. And the last pick, game number 4. What are we going to get on the support side? What is going to get dropped into the hands of Ixia to try and bring this all together? Follow-ups on the stuns, helping Li Ming out a little bit. This is going to be the predictable one. Nope, White Mane. White Mane is in. The Inquisition is in the house, everybody. So, Battlefield of Eternity. Let's kick this off. We are ready and good to go for the 4th map in the Best of 5 series. And let's see what they can do. Are the Donuts going to win this one right here, right now? Or does the reverse sweep continue with Hardos? Game on! We have Battlefield of Eternity. And we will definitely see quite a few team fights here. This is a perfect map for it. And as the game starts up, we have on the left side, Bad Benny on Diablo. Currently, Tracer is played by Nick, as you can see. Hazops on Chromie. Yaz on Malfurion, and Chris, with the new habits as the level 1 talent, is playing Blaze. Over to the right side of the map, Skok on Hanzo, Tai on Li Ming, heading straight into the Force Armor as his first talent. We have Lauber on Nubarak, going full on Beetle on us, Urel on Copenhagen, the other way around, Copenhagen Urel, and Ixia is playing White Mane. The Inquisition is in the house. Okay, there we go. Yeah, on the level 1, the Time Walker's Pursuit is in, and, well, Lauber... It would have been kind of funny if he gets destroyed at the beginning of the game right away. The last couple of weeks were so strange because there were so many games where the Donuts played and Lauber didn't int at the beginning of the map. And I kind of missed that a little bit. We got it back on Dragonshire, and we nearly got another one here on Battlefield of Eternity, but this time they were able to keep him alive. I honestly want to hear the conversations between Ixia and Lauber every single time a situation like that happens. Ixia must just be sitting there. It's like, dude, please, just once, please. Give me at least a chance. At least give me a chance. So, all the way up at the top, Urel is facing off against 2 heroes, which of course is also putting a 4 versus 3 setup at the bot lane. And that allows the red team to easily go for the camp. Eventually, we're going to see the blue team take at least the Khazra's top side. So it's going to be an even trade between the two. And, well, as you can tell, there is the new habits on level 1. And the unstoppable frames are going to be pretty nice as well. But at the same time, the rotation that is now heading towards the top is honestly a little bit worrying me, because they might be walking away with both of the camps after all. Tracer gets attacked, likely going to escape. But if they can at least make a... Hello? If they can make a play for... Nick, what the hell? Ty coming in with a big kill. So they didn't get the camp and they lost a hero. What happened here? Maybe me renaming them back to the Hardos was a bit of a bad omen, but first they missed the kill on Lauber. Then they are losing Nick in that manner at the top, and they lost both of the camps. Ooh, it's getting a little bit scary. If you're a Hardos fan, you should be concerned. And Ty is just coming back and shows no mercy here. Subbing in today for the Donuts, and he's beasting it. Coming in with a charged blast after the Force Armor. The level 4 talents also give us now the Pulse Generator. And the camps are taken just as the objective is about to be announced. There it is. And topside is already getting pressured. But apparently the Donuts, they want to go ham again. Get the combo off against Chris. And he dodges out. But still, has to Hearthstone back so that he gets all of his hit points back. And they're pressuring. They're already pressuring. And Chris had to abandon. He had to abandon the Hearth here too. So bot lane gets pressured by a camp. Top lane, there's the Shaman moving in. And the Immortals are spawning. The blue team is at least trying to this time flank in and take them down here. Go for Hanzo. That might be the kill. And yes, there we have it. The kill quickly against Lauber and against Hanzo too. Nicely done. That is more like it. And that, of course, opens up a chance to go for the halftime show. But look at this. Beautiful coordination. Exactly the way that they need. Big damage from above. Hanzo goes down first. Lauber escapes for just a second, but then he gets dropped as well. And that is 2 kills at the perfect moment in time. It got scary. It honestly did. Because after 2 camps are taken, you get a kill. This could have helped the Donuts to get an early level 7 maybe around the first Immortal push. But now with the counter kills, the Hardos have taken the lead on the objective and are reversing the situation on the map completely. They are now the ones that call the shots here, and the Donuts, they gotta react. And react they do, but they won't be able to lock in the Immortal unless they're getting a few kills in. It doesn't seem like they can. Now, that one is still going to be taken by the Hardos. The shield is not going to be that big of a deal, but again, it definitely changed things quickly. So, here we go. That's also a couple of extra globes, obviously, that they could just lock in for Blaze. That helps. The Immortal is going to travel down to the bottom of the map this time. And yeah, let's go. Here comes the move against Lauber, and he's dead. Yeah, he just got murdered. Lauber down, and now the level 7 talents are at least in for both sides, but the Cockroach is getting blasted in this game. They identified the weak spot again. Down here, on the other hand, Hazu, okay, he makes it out. It got scary for a moment for Chromie. They're taking the Immortal down as quickly as they can. Ty, can he make a play? Yeah, he gets out. Okay, that was dangerous for him too. So they are under heavy pressure here. And I think the fort is going to be taken down eventually regardless. Malfurion is dead. He dove a little bit deep for this one, but Benny is getting attacked too. Tracer is still far off from the rest of the team. And thanks to the level 10 on Chromie, thanks to the little sandbox over here, they are saving Bad Benny. Unless Lauber connect... Nah, he doesn't. Yeah, well, he connects the stun. And can they? They might. Oh, so close. But it's Hanzo that dies instead. And now Ty is getting chased again. They just went way too deep. They overchased so hard on this one. I'm not quite sure what's going on with the donuts all of a sudden, but they lost 3 heroes. And why? Because they were trying to get a kill on Diablo so desperately that they were willing to dive into the opponent's territory. That's a bit of a throw setup. I'm not quite sure what that was about. The fort at the bot lane is now down. That's a level lead that we have for the blue team. And the donuts, they are losing all kinds of cohesion here. There's a lot of holes in those donuts, a lot of holes in the play. Like, I don't know, that was horrible is I think the word that we're all looking for. But again, that's full map control now for the Hardos, and they have a level 10 as well. And the next thing that happens is that Tai gets attacked and likely killed. Yeah, that's the end of him if they focus him. And indeed they do. Tai is down, so that's another kill. 7 kills to 2. Level 10 ability. Camp's taken. They're trying to claim the one at the bottom of the map, but at the top side, the fountain is going to fall. The fort is likely going to be taken down now that only one team has heroic abilities. And that is a bit of a... I mean, what? Given how the early game looked pretty decent for the donuts. I mean, small leads. Again, in the early game, it's not like you get 2 kills and you're massively ahead. But still, they had both camps. They had the first kill. They were looking good with the top push. And now all of a sudden, this situation is unfolding here. Only thing that can bring them back is some solid plays around level 10. They already lost the halftime show just as the second objective continues. And yeah, things are getting pretty desperate for the donuts. But now that level 10's out, with a good coordination, you can get some kills in. So, let's see what they can do here. Lauber doesn't connect the stun. Instead, he gets stunned straight up into the wall again. Yeah, Tracer gets attacked a bit in the back by Copenhagen, so he's currently on Tracer duty, apparently, pressuring Nick wherever he can. And they're getting zoned away slightly. Bad Benny eats a bit of damage from Tai, who gets also pushed back from the rest of the team. Tai, yeah, using the Wave of Force to create a little bit of space for himself and makes his way back out. They're guarding the Immortal as best they can, but of course with Chromie you always have some range poke that makes this real tricky. And Chris also has a lot that he can do with that oil spill that he sets up and back on fire. Doesn't make Greenpeace very happy, but it definitely helps you with the Immortal damage. In goes the arrow though, it's in the back. Apocalypse, they're trying for the kill against Ixia, and Whitemane just survives, but the rest of the team is dying some painful deaths down here with Urel, Whitemane, and Anuburak wrecked. This is another big victory. Tai has already given up on the Immortal and is trying to get that, but yep, there is going to be the next kill. I mean, check this one out. Everything is out. Ixia survives so long, but around the bunker, we have the play straight for 2 frontliners. Anuburak and Urel are both down. Then they got the follow-up kill. The Immortal is definitely theirs. It's a level lead, 10 kills against 2, and the Hardos are just crushing now. It's a totally different team. If you compare game number 1 and game number 2 to what we're observing right now, it's nasty. Hardos gets attacked. Both forts are down. They're going to try and get a little bit more here. But it's just brutal. That's an additional talent lead for the Hardos to make matters even worse. We're only 9 minutes into the game, and it could very well be the first keep of the game that drops now. So here we go. 10 kills to 2, and time to party. That one's gonna hurt. Look at that shield. It's a big one for the second Immortal. I mean, are you kidding me? Lauber! Not like this! No! The end of the lulz. Lauber with a short dash, and he gets out. Boy, if he dies here. Now, Chris is low. Maybe they're not able to take the keep after all. They're definitely getting that wall. Also, Hanzo still has the arrow out, so there's a chance for a bit of a combo setup with them. But the entire wall destroyed. Bot lane is pushing. Catapults are doing a bit of damage on the outer perimeter. And over here, the keep is maybe not falling, but it's definitely taking some damage. Chromie has a 16 already, and they're slowly moving back here. Talent advantages are there. Arrow. They're going for Tracer. Good stun. Nick is dead. Great setup against Nick here, so they are able to get the kill. But Lauber dies too, and boy, these counter kills every single time. At no point do the Donuts just get a few kills for themselves so that they somehow close the gap a bit. It's just not happening. It's always a counter kill that comes in right away. Now, the kill against Nick was nice. I mean, as you can see here, keep your eye on Tracer. So Tracer gets attacked first, stuns connect, and then Anubarak also connected a stun afterwards, and that's just a blow-up. It's White Mane who gets the last hit in, but of course Anubarak, he died a second later, and that put a bit of a dent into the ambitions to chase them down. With Anubarak alive, they could have tried to make a play. If he can dive after them, get a stun connected with a burrow charge, or maybe just simply a normal connect, that might lead to a second kill, but yeah, nice moves by the Hardos. They're making the best out of the bad situation. Lauba is still getting attacked here time and time again up at the front, as both teams now have their level 13. Lauba already died 4 times, and now it's Li Ming that dies. So they're going for Tai. Ixe gets attacked too. Tracer's at 23,000 damage, just needling away time and time again. Yeah, Nick is just crushing that backline. 4 kills against Anubarak. 3 kills against Li Ming. Top lane gets pressured by the camp now. So there's a catapult in a camp going straight for the keep. And at the bottom of the map, they're still trying to brawl it out in the hopes that they can get a kill before level 16 is ready for the for the Hardos. And it's not looking good. Not even a little bit. Yeah, it's dangerous. Topkeeper is taking a lot of damage, by the way, because of all of this. Now, it's not going to fall here, but it's so low that whenever you get a kill against a hero, you can make an easy move for this with a numeric advantage. Immortals are now also back up on the map, and here's the level 16 for the Hardos, so that gives them another big power spike that they can use to lock another Immortal in, which would be the 3rd one in a row. And the only thing that the Donuts can do is fight. It's the only thing they can do. And they are talent down. They know it's a shitty spot to be in, but they're trying. Nice escape. That arrow goes straight to NA. And up at the top, yep, Hans is trying to get the kill. Nick wanted to go for Skok here, but couldn't. And they're still brawling this out as much as they can. 12 kills to 3. 16 is in. And there it is. The push for the backline, but they just can't control Hazu. Lauba instead finds himself in trouble. The cocoon against Tracer saves him at least for now. But they're chasing the cockroach. They're going for the space goat. They're trying to get the kill. As the dust settles, it's the red team that has to retreat a bit. The halftime show is nearly won, and the situation for the Hardos is just getting better and better. There's no level 16 in sight for the Donuts, and that was a huge problem. Skok at this point, I don't know. They're defending the bot lane best they can, but the halftime show is over. And there's the big opportunity to get a massive shield for an Immortal that could potentially end the game. And force game number 5, therefore. So, here we go. That's the place. Up at the top. No! Urel! The ult is out. Lauba is slowly retreating. And there's the arrow. White Mane is dead. It's the end. And this is a disaster. No. The kill against Li Ming. Anubarak, he's running. They already killed the Space Goat. Skok is on the run. Lauba is on the run. Maybe the cockroach is going to survive. Everybody else is already dead. Lauba, he's trying to escape. And Nick is attempting to chase him down here. And likely is not going to make that happen. Not like that! Why? Oh, beautiful. Nick was like, wait, what? He thought that someone would interrupt him and intercept him at the top. But that is just too good. It just makes it so much better that it was Lauba. So, yeah. Oh, they got the keep, guys, and they're gonna go for core here. It's definitely gonna be game 5. There's just no way. With the 3-level lead, the stats advantage is already bonkers. The talent on top of it is just too much. And here we have it. Core gets attacked. Look at that Immortal. The Immortal alone is taking it down. Everybody's low. Lauba came back. The core is falling. And well, that is game number 4. I am pleasantly surprised, but surprised nonetheless. We get game number 5. I'm a happy panda. But let's find out on the final map which one of the 2 top teams here today is going to lock in the victory here at the Masters Clash. GG and well played on BOE. Game number 5. If you would have told me after the second map that we're going to end up on the final map, I would have not believed you for even a second. But the Donuts kind of slacked off a little bit, and the Hardos definitely stepped it up. So a bit crazy. Interesting to see how this turned so quickly. The chances of a reverse sweep are real. 3 wins in a row. It's possible. The Hardos could make it happen here. We have Tomb of the Spider Queen. First pick, first ban was chosen by the Donuts. And, well, this is still... I pretty much believe it's still true that this is still, to the day, the best map of the Hardos by far. Are they still undefeated here? I honestly think they're still undefeated throughout the entire season. I'm not aware that they lost a game on Tomb of the Spider Queen. I think they also won here against the Donuts when they played in the first half of the season. Now, don't take my word for it. I might misremember, but I'm pretty sure. Either way, it's hands down one of the best maps that they have in the pool. So this is the final map for the series. Can the Donuts pull it off here? Well, time will tell. We got first and foremost the ban on Medivh again. Lucio gets also banned out, but it still leaves us with the first pick. There's a lot of stuff that you could technically pull off here. Vala is not too bad over here. You could go into Stitches. Even Jojo with the newly reformed level 1 Laws of Hope could capitalize on the regeneration globes if you want to go down that path. I mean, obviously she provides a lot more since she is always able to grant you the wave clear that you oftentimes need there. But, well, here we go. Chromie as a first pick. Also denies it, obviously, to the opponent's team, and in the last game at least. Yeah, Chromie was just a bit crazy there. But either way, Tomb of the Spider Queen. It could be a fun one. It's also a map that technically can last a long time if you have 2 teams that are playing roughly on eye level here. It's always about your ability to maintain control of your gems. Even if you lose a couple of heroes, if you can recover the gems, that goes a long way. But there it is. The Diablo and Tychus pick. Okay. Yeah. There we go. What do we get for the Donuts? Donuts must be in a really weird spot. First of all, you crush your opponent on map number 1 and map number 2, and then you're heading into game 3 and 4, and you're getting absolutely obliterated. I mean, you're getting farmed. Now we have Ixia on Anna, so that's already nice. And Urel played by Kopenhagen again. This is the 4th time in the best of 5 that he picks Urel as the side laner. The only map where he didn't play Urel was, I believe it was Dragonshire, right? So, yep, there's that. And the bans are coming through too. Yeah, Garrosh again. I mean, a nano boosted Chromie is already a bit of a danger, but I want to see what Tai is picking. Tai has been an absolute beast in a lot of the games, especially when they were able to win. And once that he gets a bit of momentum, he is just wrecking you. And what is he picking here? For Lauber, there's so many different heroes I could still see for him. If you pick Jojo, Mei, I mean, whatever, you name it. So he definitely has the hero pool to complement whatever is there. The ban against Carrigan, no risks taken this time, especially considering how the last time that Nick played Carrigan in this series, he absolutely destroyed, with the help of Bad Benny, of course, but still, the 2 together as a bit of a tag team stun duo is something you don't want to face off against. With a double pick for the blue team, Crystal hasn't picked a side laner. Nick, of course, can also still make his choice, and we're waiting for the support on the side of Yasuo. Anna was taken away, but there's still plenty that he could come through with, and there it is. Malfurion and Blaze. Could that maybe even be a Tracer pick for him again? There's Stitches. Alright, we get Stitches. And Tai. Tai and Nick, the 2 that are still remaining. All about the damage right now. What's the follow-up here? What are they following up those hooks, for example? Where's the burst outside of Chromie? I mean, need a bit more than that. Thrall! They go melee. Triple melee. Thrall chipping in some extra damage. And that's obviously also a nice point and click if Tracer gets taken, and indeed she gets claimed. So now we have the Chain Lightning on Thrall against Tracer. Easy point and click. She can't dodge out on that. Stitch's Slam could help out with it too. Tracer once more, as we've seen her on Battlefield of Eternity. And that is it. Last map, everybody. Map number 5, Tomb of the Spider Queen. Let's go straight into the final map of the series and find out which team takes the win today. The Hardos against the Donuts. The final map. It's time to shine. Who claims victory here? Bad Benny on Diablo. Chris on Blaze for the blue team. Hardos is playing Tychus. We got Yasu on Malfurion. And Hans, aka Nick, on Tracer. On the right side of the map, the Donuts with Skog on Chromie. Copenhagen on Urel. We have Ixia in game number 5 on Anna, Tai on Thrall, and Lauba on Stitches. Well, guys, if you watched this on YouTube and made it all the way to the final map, don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed the series. And of course, if you want to support the channel, you can always use that applaud button as well underneath the video player. New feature on YouTube, so if you are thinking about supporting videos that you like in the channel, that's the best way to do it if you're watching there. But also just dropping that like helps to make sure that the video is getting shared through the algorithm a little bit more. And the series definitely deserves it. No matter who wins it here, this one was an exciting one. And there's of course a lot at stake with the kills coming in on both sides now. Urel and Diablo, they both go down. The teams move into the 5 versus 5 in the mid lane and get a kill each. On the talent side, we have the starter with the contact healing. We also have the patchwork creation. So Stitches is already working around the extra armor and heal, whereas the rolling thunder has been claimed by Tai. Stitches side laning. We had one of the series this weekend where we had Stitches as the side laner and a second main tank claim. It was kind of fun to see that as well. Bad Benny with a play against Chromie. Good lockdown. And Anna! No way! Anna with a big save. That was... yeah, Anna is just insane when played correctly. So first they get hold of Skog here. Ixia is trying to keep them alive. And after the sleep dart hit and also the root of Malfurion, I really didn't think that they could save Chromie. I mean, no way. But they were able to pull all of it off. The sleep from Malfurion connected through. And Anna just simply healing through all of it with one hit after another. So fantastic play once again by Ixia, as usual. But still, that was pretty neat here. Now, we got our level 3 on the board now. No talents yet. Everybody is just looking for the additional gems early on in the game. And they're trying to maybe jump on Lauba. Not yet. I'm still waiting on his... oh, yes, there we go. Okay, there's the engage. Hazu, Lauba, they're trying to isolate him a little bit. We have no level 4 talents yet, but once that hits, that's going to be some extra damage against Stitches in particular. And there we go. Already the Hand of Freedom. American Space Goat confirmed. And the Tenderizer. The bigger they are, chipped in by Tychus, so he's going to focus on the high hit point heroes, trying to get the minigun through and burn them away. And yeah, up at the top, Nick, he has a lot of responsibility on his shoulders once again. I mean, it's pretty much the usual setup for them, but in this setup particularly, he needs to be the one to really needle them down, use that tracer like a surgeon uses a scalpel, and slowly but steadily get those kills in. A nice setup here against Bad Benny. Can they get the damage connected? It seems like it, and Bad Benny is about to go down 10 hit points! And there it is! Thrall says no. Good kill. 10 HP, and he nearly made it out, but Diablo has died. The hooks are being thrown out once again, but Lauba doesn't have the level 13 ready yet, so the hook range still a little bit limited. 2 kills against 1 here, and oof, we are in for a treat, I believe. Yeah, Nick is gonna try his best. He needs to go for the indirect. Lauba. Just hook after hook after hook. And they're turning in. They're controlling the mid lane now a bit. And the 2 turning points. 22 gems already delivered against the 8. Up at the top though, Tai gets attacked but is able to move out with the Wind Fury. Even turns it! Turns against Bad Benny for just a moment. That's some serious damage. The heal from Malfurion follows, and there was nobody around to dish out even more damage. So not a problem for him just now. But definitely a little bit of a threat for just a second. So down to the bottom, Urel gets attacked as well in the mid lane. Stitches going for the serrated edge again. And that's of course also some extra setup here for him with the bonus damage that you get out of all of this. More talent, and we got the level 7 now on both sides. It's a great start into the 5th game. Everybody's going for the turn in. Okay. Lauba missed that one. Was predicting that Diablo was moving down to the bottom, which he didn't do. Instead, Dibbles turns the favor, and there's the bigger they are already in action, and Lauba gets immediately chunked down, but it's not enough to really threaten his life. Ixia is also still behind him, so that's some easy heals. And it's going to be really tough for the Hardos to get a drop on Ana. It's going to be really difficult. Tai gets attacked over and over again, and Nick is doing his best to get those hits in. What a sleep dart again! Nice! And of course, that chain lightning of Thrall makes it so easy for him to get some solid damage connected with Tracer. You just can't dodge out on that. The blue team has used the opportunity of the top fight diversion to go for a turn-in though. And now they might get a kill against Lauber. Ooh, the grenade! And the heal. Nick! He gets hit and he gets hit hard. Lauber is dead too. What is this clown fiesta? What the hell? God, it's a kill for a kill after all. And now they're turning against Thrall. Tai! He gets away. What is happening here? Check that battle out. Look at this. Lauber got saved barely. Then they turn it against Nick, drop him. And then Lauber, with no hit points, moves into the middle and says, boys, I got this. Tries for another hook, and instead he just gets killed a second later. Lauber completely just... I mean, if he lands the hook, then maybe, but that situation, he exposed himself to way too much danger. That was super risky, and it didn't do anything for them. So Lauber, he suicides into all of this. Now we got 3 kills to 2, and the game is still wide open. Both of the teams are just playing out of their... I mean, most of them are playing out of their mind. Some are just memeing. But there's the early level 10 now for the Donuts. And still, keep in mind how important it would be for at least 30k for the Donuts to win the series. Also for the Donuts themselves, of course, too. They want to take that #1 spot, and they want to get as close as possible to making that the reality. But for 30k, this would just be a dream. Now, obviously, in an ideal world, a 3-0 would have been the result. But with 2 maps already won, that's at least a couple of points in the hands of the Hardos. And, well, here we go. We currently have level 10 versus level 10. Sundering is in. Gorge. No big surprises here outside of that yet. Nor are we getting any. And it's all about the gems and the turns again. Ixia with a nano boost. Ixia, he is absolutely crushing. That kid is just insane. Absolutely insane. And he's showcased it several times now already. Sitting tight, trying to hit the sleep dart. And it got close. A sleep dart of death. And Harzo barely didn't catch that one. But now the big push in the mid lane. They're focusing at the bottom of the map instead. The mid lane damage is already guaranteed. So instead they're going down to the bottom of the map in order to take another fort down here. But that's some serious damage that they were able to dish out now. They might not take a fort, but they are definitely doing some solid work here. Yeah, 50% HP dropped at the bottom fort. The one in the middle has taken some damage. The fountain has been eliminated there. And down here, it's falling as well. They are taking the entire thing, by the way. They are taking this one. So the fort is down. And that's some serious work done with objective #1 for the Donuts. Good for them. Nicely controlled here in the middle. Didn't lose anyone either. 19,000 damage on Tychus and Chromie alike. And here comes the next turn-in attempt. They won't be able to get the entire turn-in, but just using the front line and also Ixia to drop a few gems is already worth a lot. Every single gem that you deliver and save is worth it. Lauber, okay, there's the Gorge. And they're trying to drop Bad Benny. And they get him. Bad Benny is down. Nicely done. Chris at the bottom of the map, on the other hand, was chasing Tai a bit, but that's another turn-in. These are the kills that they need. The Donuts, they step it up again. They had huge problems in game #3 and game #4, but all of a sudden they're back to business. That's the 3rd kill against Diablo alone already as is. Chris is coming in here. They're trying to go for the kill. Web Beavers, Tai, Sundering, Tai, and he's dead. Can they get Chris though? They cannot. The bunker is out. Lauber is on the run, trying to get away here. And there's the hook as they get him into the range. And they get the kill. What the hell? The level 13 advantage is ready. And it is a 4 versus 4 for the time being. The extended hook range on Lauber now. And boy, they're going for Malfurion and they're going to get him. Malf is down. Gets his ass kicked easy peasy. And with Chris about to die, that's 20 gems down the drain. Easy kills now. 7 kills to 3. And this is a disaster for the Hardos. They fought back so hard to at least win a few maps, but game number 5 is not looking good for them. The hook attempt, once again, the fort in the mid lane has been destroyed, and guess what? The one at the top lane is also gonna get murdered. Nicely done. The Donuts with all the momentum in the world, and Lauber is just looking for hook after hook and gorge after gorge. They're going straight up for it. Topside fort is down. They eliminated 3 already, and they are setting up a bit of a trap maybe at the boss. Don't think they're going to make a play for it just yet. Or are they? I mean, they were in vision of the wall here for quite some time. The Neo Steel coating is in, and they're actually going for it. They're going for the boss, but they are checking. The Hardos are definitely checking. But maybe a hook and a gorge? Yeah, vision is already granted, so thanks to Chromie, they know what's happening. And they're going for the boss. They're letting it slide. They're letting it slide. Boss is going to be taken. Instead, can they turn in? They don't even have enough gems for a turn in. They have only 52 and they're not even delivering them. So the boss is taken. They went for it, took it topside. And, well, here come the Hardos, trying to dive on Ixia. The hate against Anna is real, and for a good reason. Oh, the gorge! Hazu is low. Apoc, Ixia survives. Thrall in trouble. Tai tries to turn it, uses the Ancestral Wrath. They're going for Bad Benny, and he nearly dies. And Ixia is keeping Thrall alive until the last second. Finally, Nick is getting the kill, though. The boss is still pushing through the top lane as all of this happens and is starting to take the entire wall down. The fights continue. The hook against Chris. He survives, but, well, that was too close for comfort. God, what a game again. 4 kills against 7. 13 on both sides, 16 nearly ready. Copenhagen going deep into enemy territory. 34,000 damage at this point for Chromie, and they're going for the camp here at the right side of the map too. So the entire wall has been taken down. All of that has been eliminated. Stitches is turning in again. They're delivering gem after gem after gem, and they are therefore not really losing a whole lot. Now, there's a turn-in available for the Hardos that could definitely bring them back here, but the fact remains that with them lacking the level 16 talent, the Donuts now have a big advantage and a huge power spike that they can use to control this, make sure that there's no turn-in happening on the other side. And that's what they're attempting to do. They're using it to steal the camp away as well. And there's very little to nothing that the Hardos can do about it. So, yeah, that's going to be an easy camp. And they're having 2 camps pushing through the middle of the map. So you can easily set this up so that you can take the wall down. Can you take the keep? Probably not, but just opening the wall up goes a long way to assist the web weavers with the next push that you are going to get eventually. So there we have it. And of course these hooks are getting more and more dangerous if you don't have a wall to fall behind you. So hook is already out. With the level 16, we also got the Alpha Wolf here, despite the fact that he didn't go into the Wolf pack on level 4. So no reduction on that. Level 16 talents finally kicking in for the Hardos, and a couple more gems that can be delivered. Copenhagen is already thinking about it. The rest of the team is waiting around Lauber, setting up the Chromie trap for Stitches. But yep, that's 43 already turned in, and they're getting closer and closer to another turn in for themselves. Blue team is, of course, in a position where they are trying for a similar setup. And I mean, you can touch these hooks if you want. If Hazu just puts out his hand, that hook connects. So the blue web weavers, they are descending. That's maybe a chance for the Hardos to make a play. But Lauber is looking for another hook. He's just throwing them out. And they're not getting lucky in this case. Web weavers also, by the way, spawning very far back. Very far back. And look how quickly the one in the mid lane gets eliminated. I mean, that thing doesn't stand a chance. Now, if they overstay, then they're going to be in trouble. Stitches, on the other hand, eats the sleep dart. How did he get through that? Skok, you beast, with a timeout. Perfect timeout. The kill against Thrall, but Chromie could have died here. Chris with the jet propulsion, and Skok with the reflexes like a panther. Okay, that was quite something. I don't think they're going to get the kill here, but that was actually a funny one. The jet propulsion didn't really work out, and then he just eats him. Instead, it's Diablo that dies. Copenhagen is jumping out of harm's way. The top fort is at least going down, so that one gets dropped. But down at the bottom of the map, the web weaver is also going to get eliminated. But I gotta admit, that jet propulsion into Stitch's Gorge was kind of funny. And that forced the team to go this deep to try and help Blaze in the first place. And Bad Benny, he paid the price for it. He went down. So now at least all the forts are destroyed. That puts us on even footing on structures. But the experience lead for the Donuts is of course still quite significant. They're on level 19 already. 8 kills, 2-5. Well, the camp gets taken down at the bottom of the map. But this is still an interesting game. Also, we have 0 stacks for Bad Benny. He has nothing on the baseline. He is a pretty weak kitten at this point. If they can get a drop on him, he is going to go down quickly. Now, level 20, that's a big problem. Boss timer, 24 seconds. So that's another issue. They might try and go for the boss before the Donuts have level 20. That might be a thing. Yep, they're looking for it already. They're going to try and trap. They're likely going to have a rotation topside by the red team, at least checking the bushes. Or do they let this one go? Because you got to do something around the boss. If you don't do anything, then the Hardos are going to take it. But of course, these Stitches hooks out of nowhere, maybe out of this position, would be super, super nasty. And guess where Lauber is headed? Already moving over. They can't go for it. They can delay it a little bit, but 20 is nearly there. Copenhagen! Can they go for Urel? Oh, they go for Malfurion! Copenhagen! He doesn't have his ult. 10 more seconds until it. And that's the kill against Malfurion. He has the level 20. Chromie gets attacked in the back line by Tracer. Copenhagen is jumping in again, and Chromie is down. Chromie is down, and they're also going for Lauber again. He went for the Gorge already, but it's Hazu who does most of the damage with his Odin. Lauber survives somehow. They go for Bad Benny. They're trying to get the kill here. Devour, such a powerful tool now for Stitches as well in these fights. Already, it's a double kill against the Hardos, and with 4 heroes on the map, they can try and make the play, but they have to attempt to deal with the bot lane first. The level 20 is ready. And guys, the helping hand makes an ally unkillable now for 2 seconds. We already saw it in action just this weekend. Super important, of course. We all knew that Lauber is a master baiter, but now it's also confirmed he is a master hooker as well. Blizzard doesn't lie. So, 6 kills to 10. A little bit more experience, just half a level, and then we have Storm Talents for the Hardos, but it's going to be a turn-in before that happens, and there we have it. Red Web Weavers on the way, and this is going to be something where, well, the Hardos, they just have to face the music and deal with it somehow. And it's not going to be easy. Not even a little bit. You're likely going to lose a keep here, especially if Stitches gets, of course, one of those hooks in. That's a big, big problem. And now, if you can get the Unstoppable when... I mean, Helping Hand already is great. But if you have an opportunity to get give an Unstoppable to a target, or a hero that gets targeted by the entire opponent's team, that's of course just a dream. And it allows for Ixu to make even more plays. So, off we go. 46,000 damage on Chromie, 48,000 on Tychus. And it's party time. Here we have it. They're starting to come straight in. And what can they do here? Straight play, up for the middle, trying to take the keep down. 20 is so close for the Hardos. It's so close, but they don't have it yet. And they lose the keep before they get the extra talent. So now the question is, can they drop a second one? The ults, the 20 trades are in. You get first of all the Hellgate. Already got a 45 bunker. Benny! No! Not like this! No! No Hellgate, nothing. He goes down right away. This might be the end. This might be the victory for the Donuts. The nano-boosted Thrall is crushing through all of this. Ixia in the backline. Jet propulsion. Nice connect from Chris. Can they get the kill here? Azorps has eaten the sleep dart. And Ty goes down. Thrall is gone. And they are pushing them back. The Web Weavers are taking all of the keeps down. The one at the bottom lane has already fallen. The one at the top is also down. Every single keep is gone. The hook against Malfurion, and Yasu just dies, instantly explodes, and there's nothing left but a couple of feathers as Bird Boy bites the dust. 13 kills to 7. The core under attack now too. They're trying to go for Nick. He's dashing away once again, trying to escape here. Chromie coming in with the temporal loop. The damage is in, and they're going for Chris as well. Both of them are in trouble. Blaze is down. Nick survives, dodges out on the hook, jukes out as best he can, and they are falling back. They're They're not going for the core here. They take down what they can, but every single keep has been eliminated, and the boss is up on the map. Lauber moving back out. They have 57 gems, and they want to play it safe. 42 already delivered by Copenhagen. And they are making a move straight to the boss at the top lane, as they should. 34 seconds for Blaze to come back. 10 seconds for Malfurion. And this boss would end the game. 19, 20 minutes into it. And there is... What is there to do for the Hardos? They can't go into this fight with a 5 versus 4. And they just have to accept it. They have to somehow push the fight behind the boss and try and get a kill or two and then defend. And it's going to be difficult. It's going to be very, very tricky. Boss is taken. There it is. 15 gems in their hands. That only puts them to 57, so they don't have enough gems to go for another turn-in. But they are starting to push through the top lane. Urel, in the meantime, she's making her way over. And there it is. Already into our loop. Nick! And that's a kill! Nicely done. Chromie with a perfect setup against Tracer. The kill is in. Thrall nano boosted once again. Ixer gets attacked in the back lane by Chris and Yasuo. And finally it's a kill against Ana. The first one in this game, but the boss is already on the core and is starting to take the shield down. Malfurion dies as well. The blue team is losing a second hero. And Chris is not looking too healthy either. He's gonna get dropped too. And everyone can march straight towards the core to end the game here. The Donuts, they make it happen. The Donuts take down the Hardos again. The second time this season that they claim victory against the team. And 30k will enjoy that #1 spot a bit longer. Great play, great game, great series. The Donuts with a victory against the Hardos here on Playday 13 of the Masters Clash.